Happy New Year. The observant among you will have realised already that this is not the UK. In fact, I'm in the Dominican Republic for the next 2 weeks. I'm starting 2024 exactly how I mean to go on, with lots of travel, with lots of sun, and absolutely no concept of winter. The next 2 weeks I'm relaxing, keeping a good routine with the gym and everything else, and actually while I'm here I'm going to launch a project I've been working on for the last 2 years. Anyone who's watched any more videos of mine will realise I'm talking about Yak, which is a language learning app that I've been building for a long time. In fact, I was building it for the last 2 years and finally reached the point where it's ready to be put into the world for me to gather some feedback, and symbolically I'm going to launch it here in the sun. It's so nice here that there's only one thing for it. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Reflecting on 2023, it's pretty easy for me to say that it's been a great year for me. I did spend the whole year working for other people, and probably won't surprise you that that doesn't appear on my bucket list, but it put me in a great position for this year, and I'm really excited about what's going to come up this year. Lots of travel, lots of meeting new people, finding new communities, and putting all of my focus into Yak, the project that I'm going to launch in this video, in fact. The project that's taken me 2 years of chipping away. And actually that's exactly why in 2023 I would say it wasn't a bad year, because among all of the other responsibilities and other things in 2023, working full-time, I also managed to make a lot of progress with Yak. 2 years is a huge amount of time to invest in one project, so I'm really happy to get to this stage. That doesn't mean the work's over, of course, it really just means that it starts. There's so much more to do, but it's a good feeling, and I'm trying to take as much time as I can while I'm here for 2 weeks, among actually keeping a pretty strict routine with diet and health, taking a bit of time to actually relax and take in those good vibes of what 2 years of hard work really should feel like. One should be able to appreciate that, but I often don't. I'm just like, okay, what's next? What do I need to put my attention on to next? I like to think of this whole, what's your biggest physical win? What's your biggest mental win? What's your biggest spiritual win? Or some variation of that thought experiment. And I feel like in 2023, physically I'm very, very happy with progress, got a bit stronger, kept my condition, put the time into the gym, kept that consistency, and I've been doing that for a long time now, so I know how to make that work. But 2023, again, was a good year for that. On the mental side, of course, just spending so much time progressing from a career point of view, working with great people, being challenged every day in lots of different ways, and also putting so much time into Yak and getting it to the place that I always imagined it could be. All of that's a huge mental win. On the spiritual side, it's a bit more tricky to answer that one, but I think my answer would be that it was another great year of spending time with someone who knows who she is. Relationships are hard, and when you have so much else going on in life, it's really hard to invest in relationships to the right amount where you can actually prioritize the relationship, the person, and not just sort of take it for granted and leave it on the sidelines and expect it to grow by itself. It doesn't grow by itself. You need to put time into it. I imagine to do that as well. I think I'm actually very happy with. I think that's a great spiritual win in that sense. I'm feeling like 2023 was a great year, great backdrop to go into this year with. The theme of 2024 is going to be doubling down on one focus, not having 3 or 4 or 5 different things, but actually putting all of my effort into one thing and trying to really make it a success. I think there's a great foundation that's been planted in 2023 for that, so hopefully, fingers crossed, 2024 is exactly how I hope it will be. Also, I'm sat in one of the most beautiful areas I've ever sat down in. This is maybe the most beautiful area my ass has ever touched. Let me show you. Listen, I'm going to make a statement that I think nobody can disagree with. You cannot have too many palm trees in your life. I think that is a true fact, as true and as sure as gravity is. I'm walking funny because today in the gym was leg day. People probably think I've got digestive problems, but it's actually just because it was leg day. The great thing about pissing off to the other side of the world is that you can have whatever routine you want, and for me that is very unsurprisingly going to the gym every day, which is a good feeling. It's a cool little gym actually in the place I'm staying, a little jungle hut thing. I'll show you around. Being in the gym every single day is really starting to pay off now. It's day 5 and just every single day feeling like I've stuck to the plan, I've been consistent, and there's just that physical sense of achievement that sits with you for the rest of the day and plays nicely into the other things that I'm putting my time into that are not physical goals. But just with the gym session in the morning, everything else feels better for the rest of the day. And it's even better when you've got the whole gym to yourself. I really like training here when it's just me. Another great session there. Sometimes I think leading a happy life is really just about doing the things that are important to you consistently. That's all you actually need to do. You know where that thing's taking me? To a small 4-wheeled vehicle that I can rag the hell out of. Last time I did buggy in here in the Dominican, I actually smashed the front axle off the car, so I'm hoping this time it goes a bit better than that. So I have 2 things I really need right now. The first thing is my laptop, which is in my bag. And the second thing is this. That's so I can celebrate the deployment of Yak, because that's what I'm about to do right now. Finally.
A few moments later.
Honestly, it's hard to say how great it is to reach this stage. Yak is now live. All of the work put into this thing counts for something because people can actually use it right now. Obviously this is just the start, there's so much more work to do, but it feels really good to have reached that point. So, cheers. So, great success. Yak is now on the internet, the launch was successful, and I'm just really happy. This is a great milestone to reach after so much work. Of course, it's only the start. There's so much more work to do, there's so much more content to build, more features, but this is a big step one, so I'm very pleased about that. These past 2 weeks for me have just been about one thing really, which is to get Yak launched, and I'm so happy that that's finally happened. And in fact, there's already been one person who signed up and read 2/3 of the Yak book that's up there at the moment, and maybe it's true, build it and they will come. It just lays the perfect foundation for 2024 because this year I will have my rucksack, phone, camera, laptop and some clothes, and I'm going back to the nomadic lifestyle of traveling around and just putting all my attention into Yak. That's the only thing I'm doing this year, full time, all in on Yak, and honestly couldn't be more excited about that. And the other thing is, 2024 is the year of the vlog. I'm going to do a lot more vlog content because I'm going to be moving around a lot more. And I've never been to Southeast Asia before, so being in Vietnam and being in maybe Laos, Cambodia, there's just going to be a lot more to share. So, and I'll have more time. So yes, what I'd like to do is more vlog content, maybe smaller vlogs. These vlogs tend to be a bit too long, I think. So some smaller content, but more of it. So look out for that. Hopefully the channel will improve in frequency this year as well. Okay, ending the vlog there. Tomorrow, heading back to the UK. I don't know how I'm going to adapt to the cold again, but it's going to be a shock.